We all know how we feel after a long heat wave, a tad frazzled. Well, our plants suffer the same fate. Burnt leaves on Agapanthus is typical of sun scorching. Now, these plants not only get the hot afternoon sun, but all the reflected heat from the driveway. It's not the end of the world. Every year, these plants look like this, and as soon as it cools down again, they'll send out beautiful new growth. But what it does highlight to me is the importance of creating some shade in our gardens that protects plants like this from the hot afternoon sun. The plants that are a little protected from the full force of the sun still look fantastic. So if there's nothing else you do in the garden this summer, make sure you plant a tree or two to cool the garden area. As well as creating a cooler area, there are a few must-dos to ensure the garden survives summer. If most of your garden is in pots, make sure the water is soaking into the soil rather than down the sides between the pot and the soil. This is what was happening to me with these lots of lemons. Now, it was a little bit of a mystery because these plants were getting regular watering, but I was starting to see dieback of the branches, leaves wilting, and the small fruit was going black and dropping off. So it said to me that these plants were getting burnt. So I had a scratch around the soil, and what it revealed was bone dry soil, and it's a wonder these plants were growing at all. If you have plants in pots, it's imperative to get wetting agent onto the soil and it's watered in well so the water gets in around the plant's roots. The same applies to all plants in the ground. And if you applied wetting agents early in summer, it's time to reapply. The other summer gardening friend is Seasol. Not only does it strengthen root systems, but it thickens cell walls. One of the benefits of applying Seasol over the foliage in summer on plants like roses is the foliage becomes thick and leathery. So not only do they avoid being burnt, but in autumn they are less prone to black spot and powdery mildew. Whenever I plant anything at this time of the year, I take a small branch off a tree or shrub and place it next to the seedling. This shades a small seedling while they're becoming hardened off, and I'll remove the branch after about a week or so when the weather is cooler. Gardeners need to remember that through summer you're going to get a few burnt leaves, fruit drop and reduced production. That's totally normal. But if you follow the SWIMS principle, shade, wetting agent, improving the soil with soil improver, mulch and Seasol, your garden will have never looked so good through summer.